लिखनी सब बन राय, सात समुद्र की मसी करूं, गुरु गुण लिखा ना जाए। सब पृथ्वी को कागज, सब जंगल को कलम, सातों समुद्रों को स्याही बनाकर लिखने पर भी गुरु के गुण नहीं लिखे जा सकते. On this auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, I would like to thank all the faculty members for their valuable lectures, guidance, hard work, dedication, and encouragement that brings out the best in all of us. It's really difficult to convey in words the gratitude we have for you, but I can say this for sure that being your students is indeed our privilege. I wish you all a very happy Guru Purnima. Now, heading towards our session, William Pollard once said, without change, there is no innovation, creativity, or incentive for improvement. Those who initiate change will have a better opportunity to manage the change that is inevitable. With this thought, I, Yukta Malhotra, greet the august presence of Professor Dr. Supriya Madan Ma'am, Dean VSIT and President of IIC, Professor Dr. Mamta Madan Ma'am, IIC Convener, and all the respected faculty members. And on behalf of the organizing team of IIC, I extend a very warm welcome to our guest speaker today, who is the alumnus of VIPS, Rameet Singh Sachar, and all the intellectual minds present here. We appreciate your gracious presence for the session, prototype validation with us. VIPS has always aimed to impart best quality professional education to the world.
I think, Vani ma'am, I think there is some noise.
Yes, ma'am. Kindly mute yourself, all the participants. Please, I request you to mute. Yes, Yukta.
VIPS has always aimed to impart the best quality professional education in the world. Along with the curriculum, the skills and knowledge of students are enhanced and a platform is provided to put the best foot forward. Our alumni has brought great glory to our institution. They have set the best examples for all of us to excel in our fields. They inspire us to have an innovative mind and the importance of being authentic. One such alumnus is present with us today, Rameet Singh Sachar, batch of 2020. He is an innovator and loves to build innovative solutions that impact the society. He has participated in 25 plus hackathons and developed a variety of solutions to various problems that our society is facing. He has a keen interest in health tech and brain computer interface. He was one of the finalists in the National Innovation Contest 2020 held by MHRD. He even participated in Google's Build for India Boot Camp in 2020 at the Google office in Gurgaon, where he showcased his innovation. One of his net worth projects is an Alzheimer's band that caters to the needs of the patients suffering from Alzheimer's and will help them to contact their loved ones. This was one of his minor projects that he made under the able guidance of respected Dr. Mamta Madan ma'am and Miss Vani Nijavan ma'am, which later got selected in IIC National Innovation Contest 2020. And he will be now funded by MHRD to initiate his own startup. Now, I would like to request Rameet to take over and tell us more about his different projects. As the session progresses, you can send the queries in the chat box. We will address all of them at the end of the session. Over to you, Rameet. Thank you.
Okay, so am I audible?
Yes, you
Rameet.
are.
Okay, okay. So thank you for a brief introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Supriya ma'am, Dr. Mamta ma'am, and Vani ma'am for giving me this opportunity to give a session and share my experience on the startups and innovation. So with that said, I would like to start my session. So just a second, I will share my screen. Okay, is the slide visible?
Yes, Ramit,
Yes.
visible.
Okay. Okay. So today's session is about converting prototypes into startups. So as I introduce myself, Rameet Singh Sachar, I'm founder of Pain Point Care. Our product is the Alzheimer Band. So with that said, good morning, everybody. I would like I hope you are doing well. So let me tell you about more about me. I am an innovator, researcher, and a budding entrepreneur. Why budding entrepreneur? Because I just recently started my journey in the entrepreneurship. Before that, I was just an innovator. I have worked on assistive technologies, and in basically I've worked more in healthcare sector. Yes, I started my journey just after passing off my school, after my 12th, and into back in 2017, I just play with stuff like playing with electronics, building stuff, and from that my journey of as an innovator started. Yeah, as I told as told by them that during the college I participated in many hackathons and also won many hackathons. Also, from these hackathons only, I was able to grasp my knowledge of problem solving and increase the problem solving capabilities and gain experience. These hackathons enable me to learn from different innovators how they build stuff, how to address a problem, how to solve those problems. So these are some of my best experience I had in the college life, and like participating in hackathons, uh, showcasing my innovations in different colleges, institutes, IITs, and also in Google. Right now, I am pursuing my MCA from Bharatiya Vidyapeeth College of Engineering in Delhi. So, coming on my projects and prototypes, the Alzheimer band. So, this is the project that I made in my VIPS college under the guidance of Mamta Madan ma'am and Vani ma'am. In this project, it was this problem. We got this idea from a movie Uri. You might have many of you must have seen that movie. In Uri, there was a scene that the mother of the army man was suffering from Alzheimer, and she got lost in somewhere because she can't remember the way back to home. So the Yami Gautam uses that GPS device to track that. So from that, that struck idea in my mind, and we discussed this. I discussed this with my mentors, and they this led us to the journey of this beautiful project, Alzheimer Band, that we have made. So yeah, this is the small glimpse of that Alzheimer Band that we have made. It has GPS. The main key feature is this: is it has two-way communication. If the person gets lost, their loved one can communicate with this because their loved one can send the message, and that message displays on the device itself. And also the patient, if get panic, can also send a SOS message from this. Yeah, so this was pretty much the Alzheimer band device. Also, it has some features, minor features like a haptic feedback system and buzzer to notify the patient. Also, it gives the precise location of the patient where he or she is at present, and also there is a location locking system for the, like if that location is locked, if the patient tries to go beyond that location, the patient attendee gets notified. So this is a very useful innovation for the people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, who are people suffering from Alzheimer's, and also this device is also useful for the caretakers who are hired for the Alzheimer patients. Next project that I made I made in the hackathon, which was in the college in my college itself. This was sign to speech club. This club was used to make sign language and then convert that into speech. So yeah, and this is the and that first prototype got prize in the hackathon, and after that, this project was also mentored by Dipali Kamthania ma'am, and we developed a second prototype for this, which uses machine learning and algorithm to decipher the sign language and convert that into speech. And this is one of my recent personal projects that I made. This is a silent speech recognition device. This device can read your mouth lip sync from your mouth, or the mouth movement. It can recognize your mouth movement and then convert that into speech. So basically, it uses electromyography technology, which uses the muscle movement, which can read the muscle movement, and that muscle movement using machine learning technology can convert what we are saying into speech. So this device can be useful for the patients who are difficult to speak, people who have lost their voice cords due to oral cancers, and many others. I got this inspiration from one of MIT's project, which was Alter Ego. I guess many of you might have seen that project, so I got the inspiration from that. So let's come to the session. Let's start with our session. So I would like to start. What is innovation? What comes in your mind when you heard the term innovation? So innovation is nothing but it is a process of creating a value, applying novel solution to meaningful problems. Basically, innovation is something you create that tries to solve a problem and can be catered to many people worldwide. There's also a difference. Many people confuse innovation with invention. Invention is nothing just creating something new, while innovation introduce the concept and the use of the idea or the method. So you can say innovation is invention into application, because if the invention can solve a problem, then it's an innovation. Yeah, also innovation is not science and technology. It is not always that innovation is something like something in electronics and something in like you're doing something in chemistry, physics. It's not that you're doing innovation using these. Innovation can be anything. You can do innovation using anything. Something you try to do. The way you do that matters, and that if the way you do solves a problem, that's innovation. So with that said, innovation, I would like to say innovation is universal. So let's start the journey from idea to startup, how this journey continues. What is the main path of this journey? First is problem identification, then ideation and solution, then the target market, then building a prototype. So these are the four main pillars for building a prototype. For like your in these four stages, your idea takes a proper form. So after that, yeah. Can you can you remove thank you. So after this our journey for startup begins, where we start with the business and revenue model, business plan, funding, and the commercialization of our product. So let's start the journey. First comes problem identification. Einstein once said, if I were given 1 hour to save the planet, I would spend 59 minutes for defining the problem and 1 minute to resolving it. So problem identification is a very crucial part for developing a solution or an innovation. The first step for any innovation or a startup to become successful is to rightly identify the problem, because without any problem, there is no meaning of a solution. If you made a solution and that doesn't solve any problem, that makes no sense. Then it's just an invention, not an innovation, or or it won't be like a startup for that. Without that, startup organization miss opportunities, waste resources, and end up pursuing innovations that are not aligned with their strategies. So yeah, as I told, that without any problem, there's no use of any kind of solution. If you develop a solution and then but it doesn't solve any problem, then it's a waste of resource, energy, and time. So the important aspect that comes here is to define a problem. How you define a problem? Establish the need for a solution. What is the basic need? Why? What is the desired outcome? Who stands to the benefit? Why? For example, these questions should be in your mind while formulating the problem. This is you should have in mind who will be the beneficiary, how you are solving that problem, what would be the impact after you solve that problem, what would be the implications, why this, what are the root causes of this problem. So before that, I would also like to share my experience. I have also done this mistake many times. I have created the solution and I haven't gone through that problem identification part properly. So that also affected my solution as some time I realized that there is no market for my solution, because I don't I made the solution, but that solution is not like solving any problem. So yeah, so there would be no market for that. So how would you how would you properly identify a problem? To do proper analysis, by doing proper analysis and research, and also the finding the root cause of the problem. Asking about research, there are two types of research: a primary research and a secondary research. So in primary research, you ask directly from the beneficiary and go to them. You ask the questions: why are you facing this problem? What are your problems? What are you facing the problems? What are the root causes of these problems? You directly interact with them and get this research done. So primary research consists of asking questions directly to the beneficiary. Secondary research can be done through the internet. You can get information from the internet, find a problem, what the people are finding problem, read the books, also read the research papers. These are the secondary research. So by doing these research, you can find the way to define a problem. Now you have defined a problem. Now you go to the next step, which is ideation and solution. So the first step is to find available solution of the identified problem. So the first step would not be that you are thinking of an idea, because if you get to know that there is a one problem and you just thinking about and you came up with an idea, but there are many times the case that many people have also thought of the same idea. So the first step is to find what are currently available solutions to that problem. If the solution available are doing their work properly or not. If not, then how your idea or your innovation would make that more impactful. So once you have a problem in the mind, you need to find a solution. So it's time for ideation. What's ideation? Ideation is a creative process of generating and developing new ideas, where an idea is a basic element through that can be either visual, concrete, or an abstract. So idea is like this basic element or the idea you have in the mind. Ideation can be done through brainstorming and by seeing different solutions, brainstorming and discussing these ideas with other people. Finding that perfect solution fit demand and understanding the market and the customer alike. So this is the important part where you try to find a solution or an innovation that understands the market, that understands the customer need, what customer wants. If you get that idea or you come to that solution where you can where you understand that this is the thing that customer wants, then you have automatically you have a market for it. Okay, so what an ideal solution should be? For my experience, by my experience, an ideal solution should be a viable. It should have the ability to work, desirable. It should have market. It should customer need wants that solution. There is a need for that solution in the market. It's feasible. It can be feasible. Feasible means like it could be attainable and it can be like developed with the resources which we have. So these three things are the ideal solution for a innovation or a problem. Now comes the target market. What do you get from that when you hear the target market? So the target market is nothing but the market, the customer, that your customer or the beneficiary who want your solution. That's your target market. So the next step is to identify the target market or the potential customers for the product or the solution. The target market refers to a group of potential customers to whom you want to sell the product or the service. As I told before, that a target market is are the potential customers who will become the customers in the who will become your customers in future. They are the people who want your solution, or they are your potential customers. So consumers who make up the target market share similar characteristics, including geography, buying power, demographics, and income. So target market is also identified by the geographic location of your target customers, buying power or buying capability of the target customers, demographic regions, and the income of the customers. So keeping all these factors in mind, one can find their own target market. Yeah, we can identify target market using TAM, SAM form. Many of you might have heard these abbreviations, but many of might you have not. You will, if you are going in this startup journey, you will once in a time you will heard these abbreviations. So TAM is a total available market. It is the total demand for the product or the service produced. So TAM, or the total available market. So let's take an example of Alzheimer Bank only. So Alzheimer Bank, my potential customers are all the patients suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. So all over the world, there are more than 16 million patients right now. More than 16 million patients, I guess, suffering from this Alzheimer. So those 16 million patients are my potential customers, and they are the total available market I have all over the world. Next comes to SAM. What is SAM? Serviceable available market. It's a segment of TAM targeted by the products and services within which is within your geographical region. Now, 16 million are the potential customers all over the world for my product. But as per SAM, there are more than 4.5 million current potential customers right now in India. So from total available market from whole our world, I came to a small segment which is my whole India. So that would be my SAM. SOM. Now comes to SOM, which is serviceable obtainable market. It is a portion of SAM that you capture, and it is the main and it is the first market you capture when you go for a startup, when you initially go for a startup. So for me, for my product, the SOM would be in Delhi, or the hospitals near me, or the patients in my nearby region, and in the parts of the Delhi. So that would be, that small segment would be the obtainable market for my product. And and the SOM is the first market that you capture after you initially go to the startup. Now finally we come to the proof of concept, prototype, and MVP. So what is the proof of concept? You many might of you have heard of this term, or when you will heard this term, you will hear this term in your future when you start developing or prototyping your thing, or working on your idea. So what is a proof of concept? A proof of concept is a theoretical demonstration of a small part of a project or an idea. It's the first step towards turning your idea into viable and complete product. So basically, POC, or the proof of concept, is then basically theoretical idea, where you just think of an idea and try to formulate that we can use this, we can use that, and we could like make this, and it could be our innovation or our solution can be made using these things, and you can like make these things can be used, and this would be our innovation, and this would solve our problem. So that would be your proof of concept, when you theoretically make the your innovation working. So a POC helps you to determine the feasibility of your idea before developing and launching a full-fledged project. So POC helps in developing the feasibility of your idea, like how you can make this product by available resources, and how you are developing the solution or innovation using these resources. Now comes to the prototype. A prototype is a visual representation of your product or a complete implementation of a specific feature. And now the prototype is a visual representation. It can be like a blueprint for that, or it could be like a software for that, or it could be a basic hardware working prototype for that. These are your prototypes for that idea or the innovation. Creating the prototype helps designers and developers to make sure that they have a positive experience when dealing with your product. So what the prototype does is, prototype helps the developer, the innovator, and the whole team to get the idea what they are working on. So they can, if a prototype makes them more visually, they can see more visually that what they are developing. Now comes to MVP. This is a very crucial part of your product or the innovation. MVP is also known as minimum viable product. So unlike proof of concept and prototype, a minimum viable product, or a MVP, is a workable product with a minimum set of features that can satisfy user needs. After you develop a prototype, you also want users to experience that. You also want your stakeholders to experience that. You also want your people who are investing, who are funding in your product, to experience that. But you cannot show them your prototype, because prototype is merely a initially developed initially developed visual representation of your idea. It is not the final thing which you want to share to people. So MVP is something you develop. You develop the main phase of your product, and it is the thing that you can give out for the testing to the people, or the people you can give this thing to the people, and they can have experience your product. So it might or not have all the features which you have initially thought, but an MVP is something you can show that this is my product, and this is the MVP can do the things it is meant to do. Creating an MVP helps you constantly study and develop your product according to the user feedback. Once you created an MVP, you can give that to the different users, and by taking their feedback, you can work again on the prototype and then again create a new MVP. For example, let's take the the example of my Alzheimer band alone. Like you have seen in the picture that it is this much big, and so that's my prototype, that's how it's working, and my team gets the visual idea that yeah, this is the product and this works like this. So, but for the MVP, I cannot give this. For the MVP, I should develop something like this. This is the like MI band I'm showing you, but this is the like something that I can show to the people, that I can reduce that size and make it working like my prototype, and I can give this thing to different users and get the feedback from them, and also I can show the potential investors or the stakeholders, and they can like invest, they can like and get an idea of our product. So now comes to technology readiness level. What are technology readiness level? The technology readiness level, or the TRL, are the type of measurement system used to assess the maturity level of your particular technology. This was developed by NASA in 1970 for their own prototypes. This is basically these are some of the levels where you can like measure the development or the current stage of your technology or the innovation. Each technology project is evaluated against the parameters for each technology level, and in the given assigned a TRL rating based on the project progress. So there are 9 technology readiness levels. Starting from TRL level 1 to the is the lowest, and the last the TRL level 9, which is the highest. So let's see what are these TRL levels. So in the TRL level 0, the idea, unproved concept, no testing has been performed. So basically TRL level 0 is the idea that you have generated for that problem. It's like in your mind, but not but you have not like researched on that. You have not, but you just get an idea of that. Like, yeah, this is the problem, and I need to find a solution for that. So this can be a solution. You're just thinking in that. So when now the product comes to TRL level 1, the basic research, the principles observed, but no experimental proof available. So now you think that yeah, this could be the possible solution for your for this problem. So you start doing a basic research, and you finding that this is the problem. You are identifying the problem. You are seeing what the current solutions are available. Now you come at TRL level 2, where you do technology formulation, concepts and application have been formulated. Now you have thought that yeah, this could be a possible solution, and that can replace the current solution and can solve this problem. So you start formulating everything that yeah, this is this thing, and you are reading different research papers, and you are also developing reading about different technologies that can be applied for your innovation or the idea. Now we come with the TRL level 3 and 4. In TRL level 3, applied research is done, and the first laboratory test is completed, and the proof of concept is made. So here you can say that you have connected 2 wires and tested that yeah, your light bulb goes. So this is done in the like third TRL level, that you get an idea, yeah, this is how my idea would work, and these are all the things, the resources I need for that. So you have created a proof of concept for that. In TRL level 4, you created a small scale prototype, which is also known as ugly prototype or rapid prototyping in a laboratory environment. You created the basic prototype for that. In case of my Alzheimer band, I created let's take example of Alzheimer band. I created that small box with all the electronics component and make it working. So that's the TRL level 4 for any prototype or technology. Now comes to TRL level 5, which is a large-scale prototype tested in intended environment. For now in TRL level 5, you have made a proper MVP of your project or the prototype of your project, and you are now testing that in a intended environment. For example, let's take example of this MI band. So they created this. They would have created a prototype for this, and then they in TRL level 5 they made a prototype and tested in harsh conditions like jogging, running in different terrain, and swimming also. And they started developing the prototype and getting what's wrong in the prototype and what they should add on. In TRL level 6, the prototype system tested in invented environment close to expected performance. Now they have come to this. The prototype has come to the stage where they have tested all that in all the environment, and all the results are as per expected or their standards. In TRL level 7, demonstration system operation in operating in operational environment and preconditional scale. Now here it is a demonstration part of your prototype where you like demonstrate this prototype in operational environment with the customers or with the pre-scaling before getting. Now you made some 3, 4, 5 samples for this, and you distribute it to different people and taking the feedback, and you ask them to like go and do anything you want, like go in the for walking, for swimming, or do any kind of activity, and then tell us the review for that. And now comes TRL 8 and 9. These are the final stages of your prototype. So the first of a kind commercial manufacturing issues to solve. So here everything is like packed and made, and everything has been ready for a manufacturing part. You got a certification for. You got the certification for IP, like IP ratings you get for that waterproofing also, and you get every kind of certificate. You are ready for the manufacturing. Now in TRL level 9, full commercialization of application. You are now selling this in technology market, and this product is available to the customers. So these are the technology readiness level. Now with these we have developed our prototype. Now what next? Now here your startup journey begins. Now we come to business and revenue model. So what is the business model or revenue model? Please come in your mind what you'd like to think about that. So basically, business model is nothing but the plan of your business for how it will make money, how will it generate a revenue. It is the explanation how you deliver value to the customer or create a value proposition at appropriate cost. This includes the description of your product, service you plan to sell, or who are your target market, or who are your key partners, who are your key people, and what are your expenses. So components of business model. You might have also heard about business model before, and if not, that then stick with me. I will tell you. So first comes the customer segment. So the customer segment is a list of the top 3 segments, or the look for the segment that provides the most revenue. So the customer segment is just like target market or where you want to sell your product. Who are your customers? Who is your customer segment? Next comes to the value proposition. So value proposition. So what is value proposition? Value proposition is what your product and service is. What job you get to done for your customers. What value your product or your innovation creates for a customer. What are the benefits provided by your product to the beneficiary. Next comes the revenue streams. So list out your top 3 revenue streams. For example, your first revenue stream would be the cost you get, the revenue you get from selling your product, and other could be anything like you are generating ads on your platform or something, you get money from them. So these are your different kind of revenue streams. For example, let's take an example of an app. So or something. For example, let's take product. You created the website for that product. So you are selling that product or a service, and you're getting money for that. And also you are running some ads on your website. So those ads would be also your revenue, and also the other revenue is the what you get from selling your product. Now comes to the channels, how to communicate with your customer, how will you deliver your value proposition. Channels are nothing but how would you reach to your target market, or how would you sell. For example, you are going to retail store, or you're selling a product through retail stores, to wholesale, or through online, through Amazon, Flipkart, anything. So these are your channels. Now comes to the customer relationship. How you are thinking to develop a customer relationship. You are set up like customer services, customer call centers, and you are replying. You are making chatbots, or replying customers through mail. So these are the how would you create a customer relationships, or how close are to you are to the customer in terms of communication, or how you are in terms of relationship, how you are creating a best relation with the customer. Other is the key activities. What are the activities, everyday activities, or the everything activities that helps to run your business. So basically, these activities are like manufacturing, developing things, and sales, marketing. These are all your key activities for business. Now comes to the key partners. So list the key partners that you can't do business without. So these partners are like your investors, your team, your stakeholders, or the people who invested money in your product, your customer, and yeah. So these are the people. Without them, you can't do a business. Your team. Okay. So now comes to the cost structure. List your top cost by looking the activity and resources. Now here is the crucial part where you have to formulate your cost of your product by taking consideration all the taxes, and how much is to take development cost, and how much amount you would sell. So keeping all these, what your revenue would be. So keeping all this in mind, you can generate a cost structure. So the revenue model is about describing how the company generates revenue. Each customer segment can attain one or more revenue streams. As I told earlier, how you can make different revenue models for your business. So by creating a revenue model, it answers you should keep these things in mind, like what value will it create, how will you deliver it, how will it bring revenue, how will it earn profit, how will your company basically run and earn money. Now next step is your business plan. Now this is the very important part while you creating your own startup or anything. This is the main paper or the documentation where you write about a whole everything, how your startup will be, how you're planning to sell this product in the market or the target market, how you are dealing with the financials, how we are dealing with the stakeholders. So this is the main document. This is the business plan. So what is in the business plan? Business plan is a written document that describes the company's core business activities, objectives, and how it plans to achieve its goals. A good business plan should include executive summary of a product. It's like a basic, small one-page description of your business or your startup, which tells everything about how your startup works, what are your customer segmentation, what are your financials, how would you sell product, and what are the competition channels and everything. So this is like a short one-page summary, executive summary. Product, services, marketing strategies, and analysis, financial planning, and budget. Now we come to each segment part of this business plan. First is executive summary. This section outlines the company and includes the mission statement along with the information of the company's leadership, employees, operation, location. So in the executive summary, you basically mention it's a short one-page summary where you tell you what is your mission statement, what is your vision of the company. So basically, you tell what is your vision, what is the short-term vision, long-term vision or short-term mission for this stuff. You write a one-line statement for that. For example, if I have made Alzheimer brand, so my vision statement could be like creating services for the elderly people, or making tracking devices that help your relatives or your loved ones come together or keep them together. So this could be like my vision or the mission statement. Along with the information of the company leadership, you tell about your company structure, your employees, your operations, your location, your target segment, your competitors. There's one line summary for that, and you can using this you can make your executive summary. Next comes to the product and services. Here the company can outline the product and service it will offer. It may also include the pricing, product lifespan, benefits to the customer. Basically, you tell everything about your product from pricing to the services, to the features, and everything. Now you come to the market analysis. This is the area where you need to work and you need to do the research. You need to find the target market, and after that you can easily make this market analysis part. A firm needs a good handle of the industry as well as target market. It will outline the competition and the startup strengths and weaknesses. So here you also do the SWOT analysis, where you mention your strengths and your weakness of your company, and you also mention about your competitors, and it is the very important part that you should do. You should there is nothing that you like you have created a product, but it's good if it's one of a kind, but in the real world scenario, many times this doesn't happen. You made a product, you find many competitors that that they are also in the same business and making the same solution. So what you have to make your solution something that make your product different from them. So using this competition analysis, you can like gather the whole idea of what are your competition, how they are selling how they are making their product, how what are their target market, what is their target segment, and what are their way they are selling the product. So this helps to gain the knowledge of your competitors. Next comes marketing strategy. So this section covers the distribution channel. It also spell out the advertisement marketing campaign and through what types of media campaign will exist on. So basically, in market strategy, you create strategies for marketing your product through advertisements, through social media, through different kind of advertising, newspaper advertisements, or billboards, or for a small scale, you can place your ads on social media. So and also in my case, if you are working in healthcare sector, so you can also reach the hospitals and tell and ask their marketing team to like showcase their product to the customers or the doctors to test them and recommend them for the future use. So these are some kind of market strategies you can do. And now comes the financial planning. This is a very crucial and important part in your business plan, because when you present your business plan to a person, basically you present this business plan to your investors from your gathering the funding, or you are taking a loan or something like that. So you show them your business plan. So your main people who would be like seeing your business plan would be the investors, your stakeholders, the people who are taking from loans, also the companies who are interested to invest on your product, or the like startup. So you show it to them. So this financial planning is a very important part, play a very important role in business plan. So financial statement, balance sheets, and other financial information may include for already established businesses. New businesses will instead include target and estimates for the first few years of the business and any potential investors. So basically in financial planning, you show your financial projections, your balance sheet, your profit and loss statement, your cash flow. So if you are already established business, then you can show your cash flows, and you have a proper already developed balance sheet. But if you are like just started in this game, so you show the 3 to 5 year of future projections of your profit and loss statements, and of your all the expenses that you would be needing by in the initial stage of your startup. In my case, I right now I am also in very initial stage of my startup, and in the funding part. So I have also created first I have to created startup expenses. Then I created a profit and loss statement and profit and loss projections for 3 to 5 years. This show the investors that how our company would like generate a revenue, and when it will come at that break-even point where your profit and where your revenue comes equal to your expenses. So yeah, based on this, you can go in the market and ask for investors to invest in your project, or and you get the funding. Now next comes the budget. Any good company needs to have a budget in place. This includes costs related to staffing, development, manufacturing, marketing, any other expenses related to the business. As I told before, that any kind of, if you're going for a startup or any business, you always keep in mind you should have before starting that you should generate or formulate all your expenses, what can be the potential expenses before the make us going for a startup. Next come the funding. So in case of in the first part, you do a self bootstrap, or you go for a self bootstrap, or you put your own money in this. If you are making you have an idea first. If you have some money, you can make a basic prototype for that. But many a times, if the idea costs much bigger than that, it's not even possible for someone to invest everything by your own. So in case of self-funding, it's not possible. There are some different ways of getting your money, your startup ideas. It all depends on your solution of the business model. So first is like take out loan. Having debt doesn't sound fun. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun. So, but it's one of the ways to create a startup. You can use your personal network, a friend or family, bank, personal loans. So one way is you can take a loan from bank, showing them your statements. And many banks nowadays are involved in investing in startups and giving them loans. You can ask from your parents, your family. But the issue is that most of the people who are going for startup, they choose this, they try to do this list because there is always risk for loss, or you have to return money on this with the debt. So next is crowdfunding. By creating a crowdfunding campaign, you can get money you need without taking a new debt. For example, raising fund or Kickstarter. For example, you just make this MI band device. First, you make this MVP, create a basic MVP, and then you put on a Kickstarter. And it's a very new product. Everybody can come to your product, and they are very excited. Wow, what is this? And yeah, so they started. You set a target. These websites are the Kickstarter where you can put your product for this crowdfunding campaign, and you can like place your product, and you can set a target like you want $10,000 for this product to make available in the market. So people start doing fundings, and you can achieve that target. Next are the grants. Grants are a good option for funding. Yeah, for the business. Local government, private business, non-profit organizations provide grant opportunities. And let's take my own example right now. The NIC is the funding which process which I am going through from NIC, organized by IIC. These are the funding which we get are the grants. So the grants are the money which you get. You don't need to pay them the debt or return that. Instead, you just they provide you as a grant that money that you invest in your startup, and make the solution available to the whole community or the people who are suffering from that. The next comes the investors. Investors are the people who invest in your business. They become your stakeholders. They become the people who hold equity from your business or the startup. So investors are such as venture capitalists, angel investors, incubators. They invest huge amount in the potential startups in exchange of a debt or equity. Most of them go for the equity, and most of the people who are going for the startup choose this this path to raise funds or money for their own startups, because there is less risk comparison in comparison to loans, and because the people because for example the investors, such as venture capitalists, angel investors, incubators, they will give you funds for your startup, but they will charge a specific equity in your from your startup. For example, most of the minimum could be like 10% or 15% equity they can charge from your startup. But by doing this, first of all, they are generating a trust in our startup. Secondly, they are also sharing the risk by investing, and they will eventually become our stakeholders, and also sharing each risk and profit with them. So most of the startups go for this debt and equity or seed funding. Investor funding for the seed funding. So we have came to our final part, which is the commercialization. After your prototype testing and validation has been done, you can go for mass production and commercialization. You can launch your product, bring them to the market, give it to the potential customer or the market segment. Then the commercialization is commercialization is a process of bringing new product or service to the market. The broader act of commercialization comprises of production, distribution, marketing, sales, customer support, other key factors critical to achieve commercial success of your new product or the services. Okay, so with that said, you have launched your product, you earn money now. Okay. Any questions? Am I audible? also? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
Rameet, for
yeah,
this.
I'm open
Oh,
for the questions. So if any questions or anything,
if
and
anyone
if you
has any queries, you may please type in the chat box.
Any questions anybody would like to ask?
And students can hold for the class. I mean, because we would like to take the photographs. So just wait for 5 more minutes. We will wind up the session within 5 minutes, right? So I request all the students to just hold. Let us take the photograph, right? And then you can leave for classes after 5 minutes once we wind that up.
Ramit, no
also
questions, I guess. So,
okay,
Ramit, it was
so
really an informative session. See, so many claps you're getting. So, thank you for sparing out your time, and we are really happy to have you here again.
thank you, ma'am.
So, yes, Yukta, a formal vote of thanks, please.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Rameet, for this enlightening session. It's indeed a privilege for all of us to have you today. We shall proudly follow your examples in the years to come. Everybody has a creative potential, and from the moment you can express this creative potential, you can start changing the world. On this note, I would like to propose the vote of thanks for this session. On behalf of the organizing team of this webinar, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Professor Dr. Supriya Madan Ma'am, Dean VSIT, Professor Dr. Mamta Madan Ma'am, IIC convener, and Ms. Vani Nijavan Ma'am, mentor and event coordinator, for providing the opportunity to organize enriching and motivational webinars. We can't be thankful enough for our motivated and dedicated team of student coordinators for their involvement and willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zones. Not least of all, I would like to thank our young intellect for their patient hearing. It has been a great pleasure to have you all. Thank you very much. You may all proceed.
I would like to add, Yukta, that you've done a great work, but I am very happy and it's a very proud moment to hear our students and see how our students are, succeeding in their dreams. They are trying to fulfill their dreams. I would only say it's not easy to accomplish what you have dreamt, and we feel proud as mentors when we see our students, working hard, and it is totally the hard work of our dear student who has brought turning his dream into a reality. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the very success in all your life endeavors, and wish you good health. Thank you very much, dear student.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, ma'am, for your enlightening words. And now I would request all the students to kindly turn on their video cameras. And I request Mamta ma'am, Vani ma'am, and all the faculty members as well to kindly turn on the cameras for a group photograph.
Navodita, I think you can have the screenshot, okay?
Sure, ma'am. It's done, ma'am.
Great, Navodita, great.
You may all
Thank
proceed
you.
and fill out the feedback form through the link provided to you in the chat box. For any queries, you may please type in the chat box.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to add one line. If you feel that there are any queries with respect to IIC, Supriya ma'am has already thanked Rameet, and it's actually we feel really proud when we see our students doing so well. So it's good that we are able to see Rameet back into VIPS and doing other projects, and so the kind of motivation
Ma'am,
he got.
Ramit has never left WIPS. He will all he is, and
Yes,
he
yes,
will always be a part of WIPS.
true,
So he's
ma'am.
not returning back. He is there.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
our students will remain with us, and we stand together. Any type of assistance, any for any student, and of course for Ramit, we are always there. And this is an opening for any student. If you have a dream, dream big, and if you want us to help you in any way, we are always there with the little whatever support we can do as an institution. We are always there. And it's a very special day today, and every student has been a mentor to somebody or the other. So wishing you all a very happy Guru Purnima, and I'm sure that in your little way you may have been able to inspire somebody in your life. And thank you, Mamta ma'am. I just intervened because I
Nahi,
cannot
nahi,
hear that Ramit has left and he has come back.
it is
So
fine, ma'am.
I
Not a
just
problem. Thanks for
intervened.
correcting me. Thanks for
Yeah.
correcting me. It's fine. You are
Thank
truly,
you.
yeah.
Thank you, Supriya ma'am, for allowing me to conduct this session in your in my college. And
Beta, it is, we don't have to allow you. You have to come in
You are
anytime,
part of VIPS
anytime.
itself. Yes, yes. You are
yes,
there.
ma'am.
You are part of VIPS family, Rami.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was trying to add one line. If you feel there are, I already shared the IIC Gmail ID on the chat window. If you feel there are any queries with respect to any of the events that are happening with respect to IIC, you can mail us, and we would try to resolve those queries with that particular mails, right? So there are many coordinators who are associated with us. You can see Navodita on the screen, Yukta on the screen, and many other, Charlie as well. So you can speak to them, you can connect to them, you can send us the mail so that we can reply you back with whatever queries. What are the various activities that are part of IIC? So we would like to, brief you about those activities as well.
Um, ma-
Like you can see Ramit excelling. So there are many other students who have already been excelling with IIC. They have sent their projects. They have been selected at different levels, right? So this is just in one demo of the thing that we have done. Yes, Ramit, you wanted to speak something.
yes, ma'am. In the end, just I will take the 2 minutes. I would just want to share my experience in the NIC National Innovation Contest. What I share with you, everything that I share with you is what I experienced and taught by the NIC, and these all things we were like trained how to make a startup. Everything we from teaching us how to converting a prototype into the startup. Everything was like taught in this event. So I would like every student to tell that also try to participate in different events such as hackathons, webinars, different technical webinar, not technical webinars. Try to participate as much as possible in different hackathons, because participating in hackathons is one major thing that it's the one major thing in my life that taught me different things, how to tackle a problem, how to make solutions. In my lifetime, I have right now I participate in more than 25 plus hackathons. So I gain every experience. So I just want every student to like go and participate in these such kind of competitions. These like for example the NIC organized by the IIC. Very from my experience, I think so. It has been 1 year, and so I am participating in this uh, process, and now I came to this funding part. So it was a very nice journey, and one thing there is if the one reason to participate in such a hackathon or the event is not that you go for winning or you will definitely go to win, but the thing is that you learn something out of that. If you don't win, if you don't have team, if you don't have knowledge, just go and participate. At least you get some knowledge or idea of what people are doing, what are the different innovations, what are the problems, what are the community doing. what are the communities available. So yeah, with that said, I would like to wish everybody all the best for your future, and yeah, that's all.
I would like to add one thing because we missed on, when we propose vote of thanks, initially it is like, it is all because of the management we are able to do. I mean, because of their support, because of their blessings, this prototype was actually launched. It was their sponsorship. We got a lot of money from college. I mean, I'm talking about the Rameet prototype that he built on the Alzheimer band. The entire sponsorship was done by the management. So because of them, we could, have the funding thing available to us for the brainstorming session. So I must thank
Yes,
them first and for their support and all the kind of support that we had from them.
yes, and
Thank you so much.
also
Yeah.
yes, also thanks to all the management team, all my mentors, Mamta ma'am, Vani ma'am, Dipali Kamthania ma'am, these teachers, A Society, these teachers support me in every aspect of my whole this journey. Like Supriya ma'am, giving me such opportunities, providing me with all the resources and every knowledge they have in me. So yeah, I would also like to pay my gratitude to all the teachers, all the mentors of this who supported me in my journey. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramit, for your experience, and I hope and I'm sure that we have a lot to carry from this session and webinar. And thank you everyone for being the part of this webinar. I hope you'll fill the feedback form. The link is in the chat box. And now you may please leave the session if there are no queries.
Thank you, Rami. Thank you, Supriya ma'am. Thank you, Mamta ma'am. And thank you to all the students. Please don't forget to fill the feedback form. And after that, you may leave. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.